This is number 9 from the first semester final exam. The question reads, the equation used to determine the time it takes a swinging pendulum to return to its starting point is t equals 2 pi times the square root of L over g, where the t represents time in seconds, the L represents the length of the pendulum in feet, and g equals 32 feet per second squared. How is this equation expressed in logarithmic form? And it gives us these choices. This problem is really asking us to apply the laws of logarithms to this equation. So let's do that here. First we'll start with that equation. The equation that's given to us in the problem is t equals 2 pi times the square root of L over g. Before we do anything else, I'd like to change this square root into the form that uses an exponent. So instead of a square root symbol, I'm going to write this as t equals 2 pi times L over g to the 1/2 power. You see, whenever you have a 1/2 power, it's the same thing as taking a square root. Now let's do the log of both sides. So the log of the left side gives us log of t. And we're going to take the log of the right side as well. So we have the log of this entire right side. The log of 2 pi times L over g to the 1/2 power. Let's start using the laws of logarithms. Here we have a product of 3 things. I have a product of 2 times pi times L over g to the 1/2 power. Let's use the law of logarithms that changes a product on the inside into a sum of logs. So we still have the log of t is equal to the log of 2 plus the log of pi plus the log of L over g to the 1/2 power. What else could we do? Well, whenever we have the log of something raised to an exponent, we get to bring down the exponent. Let's simplify that next. So the next line, I'm going to write this out as the log of t again is equal to the log of 2 plus the log of pi plus, I'm going to bring down this exponent to the outside. We get 1/2 times the log of L over g. Most things have been simplified as much as possible, but we still have the log of a quotient. See, this is L divided by g, and that's a quotient. You should remember that the log of a quotient is the same as a difference of 2 logs. So let's change that next. So we write this as the log of t is equal to the log of 2 plus the log of pi plus 1/2. I'm going to use parentheses now because I'm going to expand this into 2 separate logs, and I want to multiply the 1/2 times both of them. So this is 1/2 times the log of L minus the log of g. And then I close this parentheses. You see how the 1/2 is going to multiply times both of them, just as the 1/2 is multiplying times the whole thing here. These are important parentheses. Don't forget to include them. This is looking pretty good now. Let's go ahead and compare it with the choices. So the choices that we have here, which of these looks the most the same? Well, this one doesn't look the same at all. In fact, this one has not replaced the square root with a exponent using rational numbers. I noticed that this one does have the 1/2 when we distribute it. Let's see if we can make ours look a little bit more like that choice by distributing this 1/2. I'll do that in the next line. The log of t is equal to the log of 2 plus the log of pi plus, let's distribute this, 1/2 log of L plus, minus 1/2 the log of G. So we have the 1/2 there, the 1/2 there. Let's compare that with this choice. In this choice, we do have the 1/2 and the 1/2. This doesn't say the log of G, though. Why is that? Well, if we go back to the problem, it says that G equals 32 feet per second. So instead of writing a G, they're writing it as a 32. We can do that also. Down here, we can make that substitution. So we'll write this as the log of T is equal to the log of 2 plus the log of pi plus 1/2 the log of L minus 1/2 the log of, instead of writing it as G, we'll write it as that 32. And now we've gotten exactly the same thing as is shown in this choice. And so the answer for number 9 is 2.